How's it going, everyone? This is one of the videos I desperately wanted to make because it was such a bizarre, incredible experience that I did not ever think I'd be able to have. So today I'm going to be flying a Cessna 172 in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. And what makes this particular flight so interesting for me is because I've actually flown it. Not in the passenger seat, but from the pilot's seat. So we're gonna start doing more or less what happened in real life. We didn't start from here. This is the taxi. We actually started from over here, actually, in I believe one of those T hangars. It was probably that specific one, if I'm being honest with you. So this was my first day of flight school, and I didn't even think we'd get up in the air, but I was excited. We went out to the plane and we started doing kind of walk around. We did stuff like checking for water in the oil, stuff like that, checking the pitot tubes, checking the stall horn. The stall horn's over here-ish. I believe that's it. This isn't the exact plane we flew. We flew a Cessna 172, but it did not have a G1000. Had the Cessna. Oh, no, there it is. There's the stall horn. We flew the Cessna 172 with the G5 instead of the G1000. Got the covers off and everything. And then we got out of the hangar. And I'm getting ready to get into the left side seat, right? Because I'm not an idiot. I know that I'm getting ready to get into the right side seat. I'm not an idiot, and I know that the pilot's on the left side. Flight instructor stops me and goes, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm getting in." He's like, "Oh, you're in the wrong seat. You're the pilot. I'm just a co-pilot." I'm like, "Oh no, no. That's we're going a little quick here." Kind of crazy looking at it now, because I still have the image very vividly burned into my mind of the planes there. First off, I am much shorter than this in real life, but it was kind of the feeling of like stepping up there for the first time and hopping in. I can't properly convey to you why that feeling was so special for me, because it was entirely, it was like nothing I'd ever done before. So right off the bat, I'm looking at this and I'm realizing this is the wrong plane. This is a Cessna 172. However, we were working with the Cessna 172S, which was a God, all the switches are in different layouts. So we will do our best. This is interesting because now what we're doing is stuff I don't know how to do. This was all kind of handled by the instructor. Then I believe throttle's cracked. Start. Holy crap! And again, we didn't have the G1000, we had the G5, which is there is a digital attitude indicator in kind of boulder. Almost none of this stuff was here. The parking brake in. I'll kind of taxi. I'll taxi over to where we started from, just so I can kind of give you like a better feel for what it was like. Yeah, I parked my car like right there, and another incredible experience for me because I never really spent that much time on an airport taxiway in my life. It's the thing you always want to do as a big aviation nerd, but you never get to because the opportunity never arises. No one's really inviting you onto a taxiway. I think the only exception to this was the flight line tour, actually, at the Martin State Museum, which is actually also at this airport. because they'll take you out onto flight, then we'll take you out onto a taxiway, but you can go out and you can see all the Martin aviation planes. I was so unused to these rudder pedals. I had never felt anything like them before, so I couldn't really get my feet in a good position. I rolled out like this. By the way, we're using Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 today, despite what I want to do, because 2024 is just a better simulator for handling like ground stuff. You can't do a walk around in 2020. But I want you to kind of see what I was feeling with that. And obviously there were none of these aircraft basically when we did. The flight instructor I was flying with, the cool guy, basically said, okay, I'm gonna let you handle the takeoff. I'm like, you fucking excuse me? He did adequately warn me that we were kind of gonna be drinking from the fire hose. I didn't think I would get control time so soon. Obviously, I've done flight simulators the better part of my life, and I was excited to do it. However, I am under no fucking illusions that the flight simulator is the same as real life. So I was kind of like, I don't have the skills. They don't transfer. I know in my head what a pitot tube is. You know, what an angle of attack is, what airspeed is, through and indicate airspeed and stuff like that. But I don't know, like, how I translate that to actual flight. Okay, I'm gonna go around here. Obviously, these, again, we're not here in real life. Yeah, the planes didn't teleport in real life either. Hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me. We're gonna kind of come off here and we'll do right, and then we'll do the engine run up. What we did in real life, there was actually a Civil Air Patrol plane out here, and that's kind of what we do. I'll pull off here and I'll run up the engine. There are some other checks that I've skipped, like testing the magnetos. But I don't know the full methodology behind them, so I'm not going to. Okay, I think that's good. No ATC today. Obviously, I don't know the proper callouts, and I'm not. I feel a desire to replicate it. Warren State Airport has kind of a strange runway. It has this taxiway here. I've never seen this before, but check this out. Taxiway continues into the runway, so you take the right. Still on the taxiway, still on the taxiway. Well, technically, we've entered the runway, but not like a displaced threshold or anything. But the taxiway continues over here. Something I neglected to do that I will start doing in real life is doing a 360-degree check and just making sure that there are no aircraft approaching. It's kind of hard to do in Microsoft Flight Simulator because, you know, can't see all that well. You see here, we're coming up on runway 15. Stop here. Put the engine power in. I didn't do this in real life, but I held the throttle forward. By this point, I had the controls. Like I said, I did two things very wrong. I started hyperfixating on the attitude indicator, and I got so worried about my stick that I just kept focusing on the I just didn't take my hands off it. There you go. You can see we've got a steady climb here. We're going to kind of continue it. And this was very accurate in real life. It was bumping around left and right. It didn't feel normal, but you know. Yeah, it's about 500 feet. Now we're going to take a left turn here, about 90 degrees. Yeah, all this shaking that the plane's doing, very true to life. And back here, actually, was saw birds flying under the safe distance for sure, right? I was having a blast. I kept like doing my mental checks where I'm just like, okay, flight instructor, are you comfortable with this? Or this all look good to you? And he's like, yep, it's good, it's fine. But this was so much fun. I mean, we took pictures at this point, and you know, I was having a blast because, you know, here I am. I'm flying a plane. I'm not gonna pretend it won't be difficult. It's a thing that I can do if I do this and this and this. It's like, no, this is a thing I can do today. But I also know, how on earth would I know what it looks like in real life if I hadn't seen it? So that's what gets me. Bad for a number of reasons. I know I'd get yelled at if I ever did this in real life, but we'll power out. Okay, find the center line. And we'll take this next exit here.